After its initial order of 42 F-35As, Japan plans to buy another 105 jets. Interestingly, this includes 42 F-35Bs, which are capable of vertical takeoff and landing and could be deployed from Japan's IZUMO-class warships. Japan currently has around 200 F-15 fighters. The aging fleet is approaching the end of their service life and needs replacement. The deal will be worth $8.8 billion US. This move is one of the most tactically important news coming out from the Asia-Pacific, as it has the potential to change the balance of power in the region. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why Japan's IZUMO-class warships armed with F-35Bs will be a potent challenge for China. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by the free-to-play military vehicle combat game War Thunder. We talk a lot about military vehicles on this channel, but what about trying them out for yourself? In War Thunder, you can choose from more than 1,200 playable vehicles from the 1930s to the 1990s and go to battle on more than 80 theaters of war. You can fly aircraft, helicopters, drive tanks, and command ships of all types and sizes, which have been carefully recreated from their real-world counterparts. It's available as a free download on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. So grab your friends and give it a try. All viewers of Defense Updates that register using the link in the description below will also get a free premium tank or aircraft and 3 days of premium account time as a bonus. China has maintained very high economic growth over the last 20 years and has become a major economic power. This economic growth has funded a sustained increase in military budget year on year, and it now has the second largest defense budget, next only to the US. The heavy spending has resulted in the rapid modernization of its military forces. China's rise, as predicted by many experts, is not peaceful. In recent times, China has been very aggressive in its posturing. Its activities are far off from being a sensible nation. China's corrosive behaviors in the South China Sea and neighboring areas has not gone unnoticed. Japan has been increasingly conscious of the fact that its territory, which is surrounded by waters, is vulnerable to naval strikes. Keeping this in view, one of Japan's most top military priority has been to deploy jets that can carry anti-ship cruise missiles. Article 9 of the Japanese Constitution dictates that Tokyo will forever renounce war as a sovereign right of the nation. Land, sea, and air forces, as well as other war potential, will never be maintained. Under its strictly defense-oriented policy, Japan has maintained that it cannot possess attack aircraft carriers, saying the vessels can be deemed offensive weapons that exceed the minimum capacity Japan needs for self-defense in light of the Constitution. But Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's government has altered the nation's post-World War II security policy over the past few years, most notably through new security laws that largely expand the range of activities permissible by Japan's self-defense forces. When Japan's defense ministry started mulling on buying F-35B for use on its IZUMO-class warship, it marked a significant shift in security doctrine. IZUMO-class is officially a helicopter carrier class, meant to carry rotary blade crafts of different types. IZUMO-class currently has two vessels. IZUMO and Kaga. IZUMO-class displaces 27,000 tons when fully loaded. The ships have a speed of 30 knots or 56 kilometers per hour. These can carry up to 970 personnel, including crew and troops. Each ship carries up to 28 aircraft. This can include anti-submarine warfare (ASW) helicopters or search and rescue (SAR) helicopters. But many experts had indicated even before the commissioning of the first IZUMO-class vessel that class has the capability to work as a traditional aircraft carrier. China has a large submarine fleet, and IZUMO-class is seen as a way to tackle this threat, as it can carry a significant number of anti-submarine warfare (ASW) helicopters. Anti-submarine warfare (ASW) helicopters are specially designed to detect and neutralize enemy submarines. Japan currently has about 102 SH-60 Seahawks (ASW) helicopters of different variants and is expected to add another 80 new ASW helicopters. The Sikorsky SH-60 Seahawks is a twin turboshaft engine, multi-mission United States Navy helicopter based on the United States Army UH-60 Black Hawk and a member of the Sikorsky S-70 family. The SH-60J is a version of the SH-60B for the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. The SH-60K is a modified version of the SH-60J. The SH-60J and SH-60K are built under license by Mitsubishi in Japan. The helicopters are armed with the following weapons: 1. Up to 3 Mark 46 torpedoes or Mark 54s. 2. 4 to 8 AGM-114 Hellfire missiles. 3. M60 machine gun or M240 machine gun, or GAU-16A machine gun, or GAU-17A minigun. 4. Rapid Airborne Mine Clearance System (RAMCS), using Mark 44 Mod 030 mm cannon. The F-35B is the U.S. Marines variant of the F-35 multi-role fighter made by Lockheed Martin Corp. It matches the deck footprint of the Harrier. F-35Bs can operate from existing IZUMO-class warships once modifications are made to the bow, deck, and other areas. Some of the modifications that will be needed include the application of heat-resistant deck coating. These modifications will allow the IZUMO-class function as small aircraft carriers. F-35s bring a lot of advantages over Japan's current fleet of F-15s. It's stealthy, has much better sensors, and has a far advanced electronic countermeasure suite. Apart from the basic weapons package, Japan is expected to arm the F-35s with Joint Strike Missiles (JSM). Viewers may note that Norway's Kongsberg Defense and Aerospace and Japan's Ministry of Defense have signed a deal for JSM. The important part is that JSM is a dual-role weapon, capable of anti-ship as well as land attack missions. The versatile missile is going to add a lot of teeth to the offensive capability of Japanese forces. It has a range of roughly 350 miles or 560 kilometers when using a normal trajectory, whereas a range of 175 miles or 280 kilometers when using low-altitude trajectory. The JSM carries a 500-pound warhead, making it powerful enough to neutralize most targets. It has an elaborate navigation suite that includes GPS, INS, and terrain mapping. So Japan could deploy F-35Bs armed with JSM for standoff strike missions against Chinese land targets as well as warships. Unlike fixed land-based runways, IZUMO and Kaga will provide mission flexibility. With this move, Japan would retain its position as one of the best-equipped air forces in the region as well as in the world. Plan to retrofit IZUMO-class warships has already triggered a backlash from China, which views it as contradicting Japan's so-called exclusively defense-oriented policy under the pacifist constitution. Though the real reason for the outrage is that with this development, Japan will be in a better position to counter Chinese military. On several occasions, China has said that in recent years, Japan has exaggerated the China threat as an excuse to expand its military. The Chinese response underlines the growing uneasiness in China's strategic circles regarding Japan's military buildup. It's to be noted here that China is still struggling with its Chengdu J-20 fighter, which is supposed to be the main rival of F-35s in case of conflict with Japan. Chinese J-20 uses Russian AL-31F engines, which is the predecessor of AL-41F1, and it has struggled to make an indigenous engine suitable for a fifth-generation aircraft. Also, the stealth capability of the Chinese J-20 is suspect. Reports have emerged that a Sukhoi Su-30 MKI of the Indian Air Force managed to detect the Chinese Chengdu J-20 jet fighter. Indian Air Force Commander Arup Shah said, "The Sukhoi's radar can see them. The new Chinese jets are not so invisible after all. No special technology is required to detect the J-20, as it can be detected by ordinary radar stations." Keeping all the aspects in context, it can be safely said that the deployment of F-35B with IZUMO-CLASS warship will significantly improve Japan's defensive as well as offensive capability.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.